Tonight, the league and all of us here at 2. And it's opening night. Great to be here with you, Clark.
Always great to be with you as well, BA. And this is perhaps my favorite night of the year when you talk about the NBA opening night. So much excitement, so much anticipation, and we know the rest of the season will deliver.
Well, look at the 76ers starting group. Maxey and Oubre pair up at the 1 and the 2. Joel Embiid is out there with George. And it's Drummond in at the center position. Now here's Oubre from the arc. It's hauled in by Luka Doncic.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots. Boy, he's so dangerous in these situations. Doncic just has a good sense for what he needs to do based on the situation.
Here's George, following the score by the Lakers. He drops it from range.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
From deep, here's Doncic. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, BA, I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
Here's Reddish. Nails it from 3.
It really doesn't matter what position LeBron is playing, the point, the 4 or the 5, James changes games with his passing ability.
George is screen on Reddish. And there's the call on Rui Hachimura. That's his first foul.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make. Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Oubre with it. Hachimura covering. George's shot is good.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth. Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
The 76ers have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Pass to Oubre. Oh, it's stolen by Hachimura. Fast break. Here come the Lakers. On the wing, Hachimura. James, outside. No good from outside. Philadelphia has gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. And here's Oubre from the arc. Rebound by the Lakers. Their last meeting was in Philadelphia, where they were unable to fight off the Sixers.
And in their last game against this club, turnovers really were a problem for them. Yeah, sloppy play sabotage. I mean, they'll have to be much more focused this time around.
And so here is Philadelphia. The Lakers getting their last shot to go. Pass to Drummond. It's George on the wing. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer Embiid. Doncic pulls down the board.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Grant, how about that in-season tournament win for the Lakers in 2024?
Yeah, honestly, it just makes sense that the first of those trophies would land with a historic franchise like the Lakers.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, the Sixers' two stars make a great pairing. Maxey said of Embiid, since I was a rookie, he's had the ultimate faith and believed in me. And Embiid said of Maxey, he's something else. Always smiling with the same energy. Good games, bad games, always the same. People like that set the tone for everybody else. Brian?
That's a good call, Allie. Thank you. James, outside. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
That's the competitive fire that burns with LeBron James. He's happy to come right back with one of his own.
The shot by Drummond, no good.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
And slam dunk by James.
In his comfort zone, finding an opening and exploding to the rim.
Now here's George. 6 points for him. Out to Oubre. Back to Drummond. And Drummond with the jam.
One of the key components of Drummond's game, he's an intimidating presence on the offensive glass.
Here's Doncic. And Doncic with the jam.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
And great range is a big part of why George is a high-level scorer.
Reddish, a screen on George. Pass to Hayes. Hey, from beyond the arc. Sinks it from distance. Hayes has got his second bucket on the night. Reddish against Maxey. Drummond with the screen. For three, George. Rebounded by LeBron. James has got 4 rebounds now. Hachimura outside. Oh, and he hits it at the buzzer.
Great job ending the quarter.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Lakers ahead, up by 8. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. What do you guys think about Los Angeles here in this one?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
So on the floor for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter. Oubre is at the 2 with George playing the 3. Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. And it's Maxey in at the 1.
Because of his incredible scoring ability, many consider George to still be a star.
Reddish misses. And so it's Embiid who brings up the ball for Philadelphia. They trail by 3. Next matchup, they'll be at home against the Wizards. And that kicks off a string of 3 home games for them. George. Count that one. He's scoring at a nice clip. He's 6 of 9 tonight.
PG-13, using that length inside.
James outside. The shot is good. Doncic making the play. James has got 8.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
Well, last season we saw Luka Doncic score 73 points, tied for 4th most in NBA history.
BA, he is so special. And the thing about the 73 he got, it was the most efficient 70-point game in league history. And with how offense-heavy the league is going, I wouldn't put it past him to go north of Kobe Bryant's mark of 81 at some point. He's got that kind of ability. An ultra-competitor in everything he does. LeBron doesn't go up just for the simple layup. He wants to throw it down.
George feels it out a bit. Pass to Drummond. Now Oubre. Here's Maxey. Tries it from the top of the key. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. James has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Hachimura, the pass to James. The Lakers got to get one up. Late clock. Doncic throwing his weight around.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
Here's Oubre. Banked it in off the glass.
Terrific design and execution, leading to an opportunity right at the rim.
Los Angeles leading by 6. James inside. Embiid's there. Here's Hachimura. Out to James. Oh, LeBron hammers it home.
There you what, just add that one to the highlight reel. James is truly one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time.
Pass to Drummond. Back to George. Fires the 3. It's Hayes with the rebound.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding, especially when...
Oh! Huge slam by LeBron!
How many times have we seen LeBron do this? Take over a game. Put up big scoring number. A bunch.
George's shot is good.
And that's a defensive lapse. A shooter of his caliber can't be left wide open.
Clark, the Sixers have been at least 10 games over 500 for 7 straight seasons now.
Yeah, and that's great to see after, what was it called? The process. That took them all the way to the very depths of the league to finally build themselves back into a consistent playoff team. And their fans certainly deserve good times for struggling through all of those bad times several years ago.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
You gotta love Tyrese Maxey's approach to the game. He said, quote, "I really have a simple life. I have this joy about playing basketball. I like putting in the work, so I'm extremely focused, extremely competitive, and I'm out here having the time of my life. I get to do what I love every single day, and it's a blessing," unquote. Ryan, he's such a positive guy.
Yeah, he really is. Thanks for that, Allie. Oubre passes to Drummond. For 3, Maxey. Another 3 for Philadelphia. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the 76ers.
Well, you know, they've been aggressive on the defensive end, and it's paying off for them. Quite a few takeaways for them in the early going.
You know, they've also been very effective at running the floor. Just a ton of points in the fast break. It's been a big part of their success.
Picking up his second foul here, has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
There's 39 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's George. The kick out to Maxey from about 16. George. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. James has got 7 rebounds in the game. Doncic finds James. Kicks it to Doncic. Launches it from deep. They grab their own miss. No luck on that one. Maxey against Reddish. And Maxey, here we go. And there's the slam. Dunk to fifth. Finish it off. And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
Paul George, he's feeling it tonight. He's been the driving force for Philadelphia. He's found his range, hitting 3 triples in the quarter. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this.
Over at Little Caesars Arena, the Pistons will face off against the Spurs. That one gets going at 7 p.m. East. And circling back to the first half of our game, Paul George had his fingerprints all over it. Yeah, that's it for us.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Paul George has been sensational.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
They've got Alex Lynn. Connect is out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. Then it's Austin Reeves, and it's Goodwin in at the 2. That's the Laker 5. And he comes up with a bucket. Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there's still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse, but some rebuilds take longer than others.
Los Angeles has gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. To the inside. Shot is good by Goodwin.
You know, he may have a scorer's mindset, but Reeves makes plays for others, too.
Here's McCain. Puts the move on. Here's Yabusele. And here's Edwards outside. Gets rebounded by Goodwin. Outside Finney-Smith. Out of bounds. It'll be Sixers ball. All right, a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Rui Hachimura.
He's been on a tear offensively these past few months, and you know how much they love the extra points he provides. He's been shouldering a bigger load recently, and I think he's just getting started.
And here's Edwards outside. Rebound, the Lakers. They've led by as much as 10.
This isn't how they wanted to start the second half. Only 1 of 4.
Hey, I know he makes a lot of threes, but he is not just a shooter. Finney-Smith will throw it down on you if you're not careful.
You know, Clark, with the Lakers, at times it is hard to maintain a sense of continuity.
Boy, it sure is, B. I mean, there's always pressure to improve or be at your best, but even more so when you're playing in the glitz and glamour of L.A. and all that history. And because of that, sometimes it can lead to high team turnover when you're playing for the Lakers. This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Neither team has been able to assert its dominance over the other.
Yeah, the struggle is real tonight. 7 lead changes and still in the third quarter.
Outside Reeves to the middle. Here's Finney-Smith. Yep, that one goes. Finney-Smith's got 4 points this quarter.
They are passing the ball around tremendously right now.
Pass to Council. Here's Yabusele. Drops in the 3. And the 76ers lead by 2.
Put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
So it'll be 2 free. And they're not happy with the call here. Coach has given the signal. He's going to use his challenge. Probably a good idea in such a close conflict.
At the line for the Lakers, Austin Reeves.
Every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And that one falls for Reeves. And Clark, this last summer, former Sixer Doug Collins inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well-deserved honor for Doug. I mean, he's Philly's former #1 overall pick back in 1973, and he played almost a decade there for the Sixers. Also coached the Sixers, among many other teams that he had a chance to coach in the NBA, but clearly an NBA lifer and one of the best guys that's part of the NBA fraternity.
Edwards can't hit.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the board.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Outside Finney-Smith. Clock at 6. And here's Reeves outside. Buries it from 3. Reeves has got 7 points for the quarter.
Reeves can make you pay from deep, especially if you allow him to get comfortable and set.
Oh, a big finish with a one-handed jam.
And when the game is this close, you have to go all out.
He certainly understands his role, huh? When the shot goes up, it just crashes the offensive glass.
You know, that time I thought he did it with authority. tremendous putback at a time when they really need it.
Here's Council. Ooh, a two-handed power slam.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Here's McCain. Here's Grimes. Len pulls it in.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
And here's Connect outside. And the Lakers hit again from deep.
They're locked and loaded. Connect, ready to launch.
Here's McCain. He's covered by Reeves. Outside Edwards. Pass to Grimes. Outside Edwards. Three-pointer, no good.
Well, he has not been sharp this period. Seems to be a little flustered out there, too.
Shot is good by Goodwin.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Pass to Council. Philadelphia with another miss. Outside Reeves. He got it up. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And offensively, a great show for the fans. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Maxey and Oubre pair up at the 1 and the 2. Joel Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's George in at the 3.
Win or lose, this is the fight you want to see from your players.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I mean, they're showing a bunch of fortitude here, keeping this game tight.
76ers trail by 6. Pass to Embiid. Takes a 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Not known for a quick release, but Embiid showing he has that ability as well.
Doncic. Oh, Luka, like a bull in there.
With a tough road ahead, they worked hard to get a good shot.
George draws the double. Oubre with it. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And these kinds of shots help Oubre get into a rhythm. Terrific work off the catch.
Doncic against Oubre. Pass to James. LeBron at full speed. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And Doncic with the jam.
Capable of slicing his way to the basket. All Doncic needs is a sliver.
76ers trail by 5. On the attack, Oubre. Oh, that was something else, man. Wow.
Showing some power. Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need. To break this one open.
And I like it. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in there, but for me, I don't mind a little extra.
And so he hits both. And when you look at the Lakers, a lot has happened since their championship run in 2020, Clark.
Yeah, it really has, B.A., and I think some of it you have to attribute it to a significant amount of roster turnover. And then you pair that with coaching changes. One of the keys to being successful in anything and at any level and in the NBA, stability, continuity. You've got to have it with your executive management team, coaches, and players. And they've not had that, so the consistency has been hard to find. All systems are on go when LeBron has the ball behind the arc.
Here's Maxey. Out to Oubre. Pass to George. Second chance effort. Good on the shot. George has got 27 points.
How about George going to the floater, showing he's got some tricks up his sleeve. Way to go, PG.
And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul. The fourth team foul.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth. Reddish passes to James. Now Hayes.
2 minutes remain in the
That
ball.
falls. Nice feed that time from James. Hayes has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, still such an outstanding distributor. James takes great joy in finding his teammates in their spots.
Oh, deflected. Pass to Doncic. Goes up from the top of the key. Finds it again. 6 for 12 and remaining assertive. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
Really a great job in this one, forcing the issue defensively. Great quickness and discipline combined, making ball handlers very uncomfortable.
And we also got to talk about the number of points they've scored in transition, just jumping all over the opposition in this regard.
James finds Doncic. A rebound by Embiid. Embiid's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. George passes to Oubre. And here's Embiid. From 11 feet away. Rebound by the Lakers. They've got time on their side here, Grant.
And if they're smart, they'll milk the clock a little.
James against Drummond. Fires for 3. The shot by James, no good. Now Philadelphia with it. 8-point game. George's shot is off. Hayes for 3. Drummond grabs the miss.
And just not enough time for them to get back in this game.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
Oh, nails the triple.
And because of Paul George's composure and even-keeled nature, his teammates have great trust in him in these situations.
James, that's good.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
You know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Back to Maxey. And that'll be Philadelphia's ball as it goes out of bounds. Sixers able to keep the possession.
Great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
So we see the Lakers get the win here. This one was in the balance. Allie, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg.
With all the fanfare of opening night, it must be tough for the players to keep their focus.
Yeah, I think obviously there's a ton of excitement because you've put the off-season to use trying to improve your skill as a player, but you love the game of basketball. It's hard not to get amped up. You know, it's just the mature players who are able to channel that in the right direction.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Donovan Mitchell is out there with the coral. And it's Hunter in at the 3. Doncic, no good. Cleveland with the ball. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, briefly spoke with J.J. Redick. In front of mine tonight, Jared Allen, the outstanding center. They were telling me how Allen does so much out there, particularly on defense. They said Jared is an incredible rim protector, and when he's on the floor, they'll avoid driving the paint. Jared Allen looming large down low, guys.
All right, David, thanks. Still in his early 20s, Doris, Evan Mobley is such a great player. So long, athletic. I know you love his play.
I certainly do, Kevin, and there's a lot of reasons why. You begin on the defensive end of the floor. Great shot blocker, can guard on the perimeter, and he continues to work and expand his offensive game. This guy's future is so bright.
Here's Mitchell, following the basket by LeBron James. The drive by Mitchell. Vanderbilt with the rebound.
And priority number one has got to be the finish, guys, not the fancy stuff.
A nice shot by Doncic.
Well, there's a mix of touch and power that Luka Doncic brings to the game. You can't take him lightly when he touches the paint.
So it's the Cavaliers now after Luka Doncic's bucket. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Driving to the basket. Here's Allen. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Allen's got his second bucket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And the foul on Cam Reddish. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Hunter. He had 15 points last outing. Pass to Mitchell. Back to Hunter. To the middle. Hayes with the steal. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
I'll tell you, some people question the athleticism of Luka Doncic, but boy, he loves to dunk on occasion and let you hear about it.
And you can never really count out these Los Angeles Lakers, Greg, can you?
No, I really don't think you can. They battle out of the play-in tournament. They overcome obstacles, and they have tremendous willpower.
LeBron drives in. Out to Doncic. From the arc. And he's good on the 3-ball. Doncic has got 9 points. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Cavaliers. Mobley finds Allen. Mitchell right side. Allen passes to Mitchell. Got a hand on it. LeBron against Mobley. The drive by James. Mobley with the block.
Shooters have got to be careful and understand Evan Mobley is an elite shot blocker. He's going to let you feel him now, guys.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Here's James. Pass to Vanderbilt. Here's Reddish. And another 3 for the Lakers.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary. Even more difficult to defend.
And what happens is the court just opens up. You like seeing him get into a rhythm from outside the arc. Love it.
Mitchell wide open. They get it again. Allen. And slam dunk by Allen.
Well, this guy's such a reliable presence on the glass. Jared Allen using that length to save the play.
LeBron outside. He can't hit that time. Excellent D there from Allen.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And it's Hunter with the jam.
And boy, when Hunter's aggressive, good things seem to happen for him and his team.
Here's James, and James throws it down.
And offensively right now, each team getting what it wants.
Yeah, this is already a high-scoring game, but we knew that was a possibility coming into this one.
Now, here's Mitchell. 8 points for him. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the foul on Cam Reddish. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Los Angeles on D, and they call an illegal screen.
Well, when a pick like that is questionable and it creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Doncic right side. And a wide open look for James. No good from outside. Some great action here early as we end the first quarter. Clark in a tie. And we'll be back. And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
I love the determination. They want to go after every rebound out there and overwhelming to the opposition right now.
So on the floor for Cleveland, a lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Okoro out there with Mitchell, and it's Hunter in at the small forward. You know, Doris, every so often there are guys that come along that you can build a franchise around, and Luka Doncic seems to be one of them.
There's no question, Kevin, and if I were putting a team around Luka Doncic, I'd want to have multiple vertical threats at the rim and shooters at every other position, because at that point, Luka is unguardable.
Now, here's Mitchell. 8 points for him. And then Mitchell at the dunk.
There's a measure of composure with Donovan Mitchell, just so calm and focused, understanding how to manipulate the pick and roll.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind, and it's fun to watch.
Well, why settle for the layup when you can finish with authority? Mr. Allen on the dunk.
The shot's good from Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's got the lead up to 3 now for the Lakers.
And they've repeatedly broke inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Allen. And it's Allen with the jam.
Boy, that's a little bit of toughness and concentration. Jarrett Allen under duress of the defense. Nicely done.
James in the high post. Oh, LeBron's just too strong inside.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
They grab their own miss. Allen. A kick out to Mobley. Cleveland moving the ball around. And Mobley throws it down.
Well, we know this. Playing above the rim is a big part of Evan Mobley's game.
And Doris, the Cavs had a very successful 23-24 season. 47 wins and the number 4 seed in the East.
And Kevin winning a playoff series, their first one without LeBron James since 1993. Most of the players on the floor weren't even alive back then. Incredible to think of it in that context.
And they get it back. Kicks it out to James. LeBron, what a thing of beauty from James.
LeBron James, ever the showman with an exceptional slam there. One of the best dunkers in the history of the game.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Mitchell outside.
2 minutes.
Allen with the screen for Mitchell. Inside. And it's Allen with the jam.
Well, Donovan Mitchell excelling at taking what he sees in pick and roll.
Here's James. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Mobley's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Mitchell with it. He's picked up by James. James against Mitchell. 6 to shoot. High post Allen. Puts it up from 7. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. James with a deep 3. And again, LeBron missing. Cavaliers have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field.
One of Jared Allen's best qualities is his motor. That activity paying dividends with his scoring.
Doncic kicks to James. James slams it in. He's back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Mobley the pass to Mitchell. There's 38 seconds left in the first half. To the paint. Vanderbilt with the rebound.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Here's Allen. And Allen with the slam.
Nice creativity from the big man, Jared Allen. You've got moves upon moves.
Now, here's Doncic. Last game we saw him score 32. From range, LeBron is good.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. And so it's LeBron. Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And taking a look at the Cavaliers, you really get to see what they're made of. After your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big.
And fellas, going back to that first half action, LeBron James was in complete control.
At times it seemed.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. It's been a clinic out there by James.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Austin Reeves out there with Connect. Then there's Dorian Finney-Smith. Then it's Rui Hachimura. That's the Laker 5.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball, following the 3 by the Lakers. There's Garland. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Doris, when the Cavaliers made the trade for Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland then began to do a lot of his work off the ball.
He had to, Kevin, and he made no secret of the fact that this was an adjustment. When you are accustomed to being the primary initiator, moving off the ball takes time. But to his credit, he's adapted beautifully. Boy, a little indecisive. I think he wanted to kick it out, changed his mind, and ended up missing.
GA, you look how Garland can create for himself. Very good off the catch or the bounce.
so deadly off of those high pick and rolls because he can dribble into that three. A playmaker that can do that is a headache. Garland knows how to create that space and get his look.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, we all know the Lakers have to pound the ball inside. LeBron James says, we have attackers. That's who we are. That's what we do. We're not shooting 40 to 53s a game. We don't have the luxury of being that team. Working it into the paint, that's what we're really good at. Kevin, they play to their strengths.
They got a lot of strength. Got to do it. Thanks, D.A. Len's checked in for the Lakers. The Lakers have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Len with the block.
Well, for a big guy so light on his feet, Len rising into the air with ease.
And the shot goes in. Connects. Got the lead up to 5 now for the Lakers. Now, here's Strus. He's covered closely. Thompson, a screen on Hachimura. Down low. Pass to Jerome. Clock at 4. Kept it by Len. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Len.
Cavaliers ball.
And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for Rui Hachimura.
And it's really been a nice trend for him over these last several months. He's been steadily improving in terms of his scoring output. That extra production making him more valuable the further we get along in this season.
Right, we know about the Euro step, but is the D-cell the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Now, here's Garland, still without a basket. To the middle. Thompson finds Wade, just 5 on the clock. And he banks in the layup.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Hachimura against Strus.
2 minutes remaining for the third. 2 minutes.
Hachimura setting the pick for Reed. Back to Hachimura. Lays it up off the glass. Hachimura's got the lead back up to 6 now for Los Angeles.
Well, the finishing ability of Rui Hachimura on display. This guy has a knack for getting around defenders and into his groove.
Wade with no one around. Hits the 3-point bomb. Wade's got 5 points in the quarter.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
And Wade slams it in.
Yeah, Max Strus developing the ability to play make for teammates. That's an on-time, on-target pass.
It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Here is the 2K leaderboard with last season's top passing teams. The Lakers in 5th.
Yeah, they were a fantastic passing team last year. It's part of the culture they're building. So many of their easy shots came at the end of a great assist.
Offensive rebound. Len, good.
Well, just terrific instincts right there from Alex Len on the offensive glass. Really impressive.
Outside Garland. Pass to Jerome. Stolen by Connect. From deep, Reeves. And it's Strus with the rebound. The Cavaliers trail by 3 to the paint. High, arcing shot, and it's good on the way in.
Here's a guy who is not shy about sharing the basketball. If you are open, Darius Garland will find you.
Count it.
Well, you get exactly what you want right there. Clean look, right at the cup. Nicely done.
Reeves against Garland. Banked in off the glass. Garland's got his first points in this one.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Garland against Reeves. for the tie. Here's Thompson. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, that's a prime example of why Tristan Thompson is considered one of the best offensive rebounders in the game right now.
And finish off by Finney Smith.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And here's Strus for three. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Lakers. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
When you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court for Cleveland, a lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Donovan Mitchell is out there with the curl. And it's Hunter in at the 3 slot. Mitchell dishes to Mobley. Mitchell against Vanderbilt. Shot clock at 6. Here's Allen. A lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, this is exactly the kind of position you want Jared Allen shooting from, right? He gets excellent position, makes defenders nervous this close. Good job drawing that foul.
He's perfect from the line this time. And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses. You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Screen by Allen. For 3, Mitchell. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Well, Donovan Mitchell, a 3-level scorer, and fires away from deep with reckless abandon, folks.
Spins. Luka on the move. Here's LeBron. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
And Mobley throws it down.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. The short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, J.J. Redick's message with his team was simple. Now he asked the defense to lock it down inside. He said, let's get physical. I don't want them to think we're soft in there. No more easy shots in the paint. So that's what the defense is set to do. Guys.
Thank you, David.
Oh my goodness, throw it down, Donovan Mitchell, just exploding off the floor.
Here's Doncic. Evan Mobley with the rebound. Mobley's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Mitchell outside. Mobley sets the pick for Mitchell. Inside. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for and now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought.
Second team foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Mobley sets the pick for Mitchell. Back to Mobley. Hunter, no one around him. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Lakers trail by 7. Doncic going to work.
Luka Doncic loves the big moment, and he delivers.
Mitchell outside. Allen, a screen on Vanderbilt. Pass to Allen. Mobley outside. For 3, Mitchell. The Cavaliers again can't hit. And now the fast break, LeBron with the ball. And he hammers that one down right in the face of DeAndre Hunter.
Well, should any of us be surprised? If they need a bucket, LeBron says, get me the ball, and delivers once again.
Allen kicks to Mitchell. There's the try, and then Mitchell with the dunk.
Wow, Donovan Mitchell simply fearless when his team is in need.
Here's Reddish. It's deflected. 1:09 left to play in the final quarter. Mitchell outside. It's up a 3. Mobley the pass to Mitchell. Bangs home the trifecta. And now an 8-point Cavalier lead.
One of the real streak scorers. In the game, Donovan Mitchell is heated up and percolating.
And here's LeBron outside. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Okoro kicks to Allen to the inside. Now here's Mitchell. Guarded by Reddish. And the shot goes down.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight. One of those nights where the wheels come off. Nerves seem to be playing a factor.
Los Angeles calls timeout. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, they'll be looking for the steal here on the inbounds. If they can't come up with the TO right away, then it's time to foul and hope for some misses at the line.
Now into the lineup for your Lakers.
30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So it's the Cavaliers now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Mobley misses. And so James will bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a 10-point game. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line.
Defensive foul.
It's on Jared Allen. Here's Mitchell. Here's Mobley, and Mobley throws it down.
My goodness, Evan Mobley on his way to the cup. Look out.
We see the Cavaliers get the win here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never
every team with an equal chance to do something special.
Oh, B.A., that's the way these teams look at it. Regardless how your previous season went, you have a chance to do something special, something great. Time to start fresh and build on that optimism.
A look at Cleveland's opening lineup. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Mitchell out there with Okoro.
Oh,
just incredible!
That is a monster finish. Unbelievable. The agility at his size, throwing it down, big fella.
Here's Maxey. Kicks it to George. The 3. The shot won't fall.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. Well, you talk about an anchor for this defense. Richard Jared Allen is that.
It's hard to find a big man who can move and eat up space like Allen. He's a great shot blocker that can also move his feet on the perimeter and guard in isolation. But a difference maker at the rim, that is where he's at his best.
The kick out to Maxey. The three-pointer off the mark.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Hunter. And finished off by Hunter.
Proving how coachable he is. Mobley, this man is building a pretty decent passing game.
George peels it out a bit to halt the run. And the three-pointer goes.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. The 3 from Mitchell. Drummond grabs the miss.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
For 3, George. Offensive board. Deflects the pass. And so it looks like it'll be the Philadelphia ball. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to catch up with the head coach for Philadelphia. We discussed how he wants his team to approach their matchup with Evan Mobley, and coach said, we need to make him a jump shooter. Mobley is most effective around the rim. He's still developing his jump shot, and we need to take advantage of that. There should be a lot of resistance in the paint from his defense, B.A.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
Here's Maxey. George outside. Here's Embiid. Drummond passes to Maxey. Here's George. He hits that one. 2 for 5 now.
A great touch from PG-13. That's just pro right there.
Well, the recent success of the Cavs has centered around their defense, RJ.
Well, if you want a chance to contend, you're going to have to be able to defend. Their coach embodies that, and so does their personnel, specifically their front court.
Allen with a screen on George. Here's Mitchell. And Mitchell with the slam.
It's the strength of Mitchell, one of the strongest guards we might have ever seen.
Here's Maxey. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
That's his first.
It's going to be on Isaac Okoro.
Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Cavaliers.
So far, they haven't had to force anything. They're swinging the ball around and turning good passing into points.
And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on. Not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
Embiid misses.
Great opportunity. Just couldn't complete the play.
And you have to feel for him. That's the kind of miss that will stick with you for a little bit.
Mobley, no good.
Now look, this won't go down as a block, but the D made him change his shot, and that was enough.
For 3, George. Philadelphia with another miss.
He's giving his all, but you can't force yourself back on track.
Mobley deciding where to go with it. George against Mitchell. 5 on the clock. Back to Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
What an elite athlete Mobley is, getting off the ground effortlessly for the throwdown.
There's the screen. George outside. The 3 is up. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 4 rebounds now. Okoro passes to Mitchell. To the paint. Here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
Defensive foul.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of body there to cover. Mobley using that to his advantage.
Richard, no doubt about the upside of Evan Mobley. What's his best position, you think, though?
Defensively, he can guard 1 through 5. He is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate every single year. But offensively, unless he improves his three-point shot, he is most likely going to be more of a 5. If he wants to play the 4, he's got to be able to stretch it from 3.
Allen a screen. Mitchell with room to shoot. Wide open, but he couldn't capitalize.
I'm trying to think of the last time I saw him miss a shot like that. It's been a while.
Pure from three-point range.
From three-point land, few guys in this league are better than Maxey. You have to run him off that line.
Mitchell into the lane. Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a dunk, BA.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in. And so the first quarter is in the books. Cleveland on top. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, what do you guys think about Cleveland here in this one?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
They're playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
Setting the floor for the Cavaliers. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Isaac Okoro is out there with Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the 3, the small forward. And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Okoro. No points yet. Left side Hunter. Shot clock at 6. Mobley, a screen on Oubre. And here's Hunter from the arc. Cleveland gets it back. Here's Allen. Embiid knocks it loose.
Yeah, defensively, Embiid can take over a game with his reach. Big block from him there.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Cavaliers have great size up front. They have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, who said, we have each other's backs. That's the advantage of having 2 7-footers. If you blow by the first one, there's a second one waiting for you. Ryan, they'll make it tough.
No doubt. Waves and waves of length inside. Thanks, Allie. Outside Mitchell. Fires from the corner. He squares up and sinks it. Mitchell's got 6.
I love seeing guys use the mid-range. Mitchell, that's just some smart basketball.
Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Outside Mitchell. Pass to Allen. Back to Mitchell. Cleveland needs to get off a shot. Great open look there. Okoro's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Joel Embiid with a number of different co-stars in his time in Philly, Richard.
Yes, Ben Simmons in his prime. Jimmy Butler, James Harden, they've all come and gone. But in Tyrese Maxey, Embiid might have found the tag team partner for the long haul.
Mitchell against Maxey. The 3 ball. And Cleveland another 3.
He has been a key factor for them offensively, scoring with consistency.
George with it, guarded now by Mitchell. Oubre passes to Maxey. And another miss by Philadelphia.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
George for 3. He buries it from 3. Give him 8 points now.
They've got some ground to make up, and shooting the 3 ball more consistently like they are now should help them do it.
Mitchell against George. Mitchell, the pass to Hunter. The shot no good. Good work defensively by Oubre. George, a deep three. The Cavaliers. Pull it in. Allen's got 7 rebounds in the game.
Nothing just seems to be bouncing his way today. Mama said there'd be days like this. They have missed his production.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, BA.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team.
Personal foul.
There's a minute 34 left in the first half of this game. Mitchell deciding where to go with it. Ooh, Mitchell just muscling his way in.
And after struggling out the gate, he's looked more confident. And it's why his teammates have continued to feed him. And he continues to cast away. But the results just haven't been there tonight.
The three from Okoro. The rebound by Embiid. 76ers trail by 10. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hunter. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Chris Middleton and the Washington Wizards. And then on Saturday, they'll host the Miami Heat.
And looking at the Raptors matchup, that will be their 4th outing in this young season. Coach will want to have his team starting to build a rhythm by then.
Pass to Embiid. Now here's Oubre. 6 to shoot. Oubre, a screen on Hunter. And George launches it from deep. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And Mobley throws it down.
Assisted by.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can threat him with the lead pass. Well done.
Drummond passes to Embiid. Outside Oubre. Lets it go from deep. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist. Embiid's got 3 assists tonight.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate.
Out to Mobley. Jacks up a 3. Gets the 3 to fall. Mobley's got 10.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
And so it's Cleveland. Go. Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the 3rd quarter.
Two words, Donovan Mitchell. Pushing the action, never backs down. This is what we mean by imposing your will.
Yeah. Okay, guys, now let's... That does it for halftime.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. What a game we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
We've got Edwards, and it's Yabusele in at the 5. That's the group for Nick Nurse getting going here in the second half.
3 points.
Aging in the league can be a difficult process, Richard, but that's something you did very well.
Wow, a compliment. Thank you, B.A. Look, I knew I had to adapt, or I would have been out of the league sooner than I wanted to. You have to be able to adapt or die. That's what this league is about.
From behind the arc, sends it home from 3-point land. Strus has got 6 in the quarter.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
McCain, count that bucket.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Outside Garland. With some arc, and it's good on the lay-in. Garland's got his first 2 points of the night.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Grant, the Cavs making the playoffs the last 2 years. A big deal in Cleveland.
Well, outside of years with LeBron on the roster, they hadn't made the postseason since 1998. But this group of Cavaliers are making their own history now.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
Oh, yeah, I can't agree more. They haven't missed.
Stolen by Strus. Here's Jerome. No made baskets yet. And he banks in the layup.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Pass to Edwards. Here's McCain. Three-pointer. Oh, almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Personal foul.
Good defensive intensity, but you have to stay in control always.
Richard, how do you think you would have fared if social media was as prevalent in your younger years as it is right now?
I can tell you right now, I would not be able to sit next to you right now, B.A. That's the type of life I would have lived.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Strus finds Garland. Inside. Outside Strus. And the basket's good. Off the assist from Garland. Strus has got 9 points now in the second half. Pass to McCain. Edwards a screen on Garland. McCain. Philadelphia with another miss. And the Cavs with possession. They're on a 15-4 run. Left side Garland. Here's Wade. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed. And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Garland scanning the floor. A minute 37 left in the third. Pass to Wade. Here's Thompson. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around. Thompson's got 4 points now in the quarter. Here's McCain. And the 76ers another 3.
And he has been on fire this quarter in terms of his scoring. Hopefully that fire spreads to his other guys and they can rally.
Garland no good. 76ers trail by 21 to the left wing. 4-3. Grimes' shot is off. The Cavs have gotten 8 of 9 to fall. Terrific offense so far in this third quarter. Jerome passes to Strus. Here's Jerome, guarded by Edwards. Oh, good D by Edwards. Philadelphia has gotten 2 of 4 threes to fall here in this third quarter. Here's McCain. Count it. McCain's got 12.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now, he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
Garland, the pass to Strus. There's 21 seconds left in the third. Outside Garland to the inside. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
He gives up a bit of size at the center position, but his leaping ability, well, let's just say that makes up for it.
Here's Yabusele. Pass to Edwards. Fires the 3. The shot that time not on target. And so it's Cleveland sitting on a comfortable 21-point lead at the end of the quarter. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
That wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for the Cavaliers. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Donovan Mitchell out there with Okoro, and it's Hunter in at the small forward position. 76ers trail by 21. For 3, George. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And Mobley throws it down.
From the moment Mobley stepped into this league, Evan has been an impact player. Another huge night for him.
Well, RJ, there have been so many great rivalries over the years. It's part of what makes the NBA special.
It elevates the league when there are great teams always meeting on the biggest stage. It makes everyone pay attention when the best players are matched up against each other.
Outside Mitchell. Allen with a screen on George. Mitchell against George. Mitchell into the lane. Buckets. He's now 6 of 10 from the field.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
And what a breakout fourth year for Tyrese Maxey. Named to his first All-Star game in 2024, Richard.
When the Sixers traded away James Harden, it really opened up things for Maxey. Gave him the ball more responsibility, and you know what? He showed up.
And the foul called on Paul George. That's foul number 2 for him.
It's just a bad foul. Gotta be smarter than this.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. From deep, Mitchell.
Yeah, just an outstanding defender. George's timing and feel for how to guard guys is a valuable commodity. Crashes the glass with authority, then puts it back strong.
Next level, man. This guy's just going out and making a play. Oubre passes to Embiid. And then Embiid with the dunk.
Coaches love to see ball movement, especially when it gets you that kind of look.
The assist from Kelly Oubre Jr.
George against Mitchell. Pass to Allen. Nice move. And it's Allen who slams it home. And that's a double-double for him now.
For a big, Allen is so fluid, setting a pick and then gracefully rolling into position.
Outside for Mitchell. Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. Just 5 on the clock. That three's off the mark.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Oh, got that one up quick.
Slow defensive rotation causing a breakdown along the perimeter.
Cleveland leading by 20.
2 minutes remaining.
Down low. Here's Mitchell. And Mitchell with the slam.
Right now, this is what you want to see. Mitchell playing without hesitation and just taking quality shots.
Kicks it to George. Drummond to screen on Hunter. George's shot is off.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
Outside Oubre. Here's the three. The rebound by Allen. Cleveland has gotten 6 of 11 threes to go in this game. The three from Okoro. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Cavaliers.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Graham.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And with this victory, they conclude this season series, having won 3 out of 4 games these two teams played.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Donovan Mitchell.
And his playmaking is what stood out to me, effortlessly creating for his teammates.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
And as it should be, to be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
And finished off by Hunter.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
George passes to Embiid. Kicks it to George. The three is up. That doesn't go either for George. And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for Cleveland. The three from Okoro. It's hauled in by Oubre. Maxey against Hunter. Kicks it to George. Launches a three. Gets the three ball to go. And so it's the Cavaliers taking care of business in this one. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, BA. It was in enemy territory.
Game 1 of the season. Wow, it's fun to be here. And Clark, this is the culmination of all the hard work put in over the summer.
Yeah, you talk to the players on both sides, and there's optimism about this upcoming year. We'll see if that optimism is justified over time.
And now the Lakers starting group. LeBron James is out there with Jackson Hayes. Then there's Doncic. Then it's Cameron Reddish. And it's Vanderbilt in at the 3.
Luka with so many physical gifts, taking flight right there.
From deep, George misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. Here's James, and finished off by LeBron.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
And I don't know how you guard Embiid when he's hitting shots from out there.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. The same day, Clark, that Tyrese Maxey was named to the All-Star game, he scored a career high and was great doing it.
How about that, Kevin? How ironic is that? It was his first All-Star selection, by the way, but this has been the story with Maxey. I mean, he just continues to make great progress in his game. He's a really dynamic young player with still room to grow.
Here's Doncic after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Pass to Reddish. And here is Vanderbilt. James outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall. LeBron's got 7 points.
Red hot so far, 4 for 4. Cooking with gas, couldn't draw it up any better.
Here's Maxey. And he makes good on the layup.
Not just a perimeter threat now. Maxey very adept at converting in close, too.
Doncic with it. Maxey covering. Embiid with the steal. Outside, Maxey drills it from outside. He has 5.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Doncic kicks to LeBron. Out to Doncic. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. James finds Doncic. Clock at 6. Back to James. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
Back to Drummond. The short one's on the money. Drummond's got his second bucket of the night.
That's where Drummond generates most of his offense. I mean, he's got a lot of moves in the low post.
One thing about the Lakers, Clark, over the last couple seasons, they get themselves to the free throw line.
Yeah, and a lot of that is due to the fact they've got some real creators in their lineup, guys who can attack off the dribble at multiple positions from multiple angles, and that creates pressure for the defense.
Here's Drummond following the basket by LeBron James. Three-pointer, and Maxey gets it to go on the assist by Embiid. Maxey's got a couple of threes now in the first with the 76ers. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, Kevin, I was able to talk with Nick Nurse for a minute. Their plan defensively is to try to make LeBron into a jump shooter. The coach said many teams plan that, but it rarely works out. You have to fully commit to it. Of course, that means LeBron will be getting all of their attention. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Oubre following the basket by LeBron James. And it's George missing.
He is 0 for his last however many this quarter, guys. Might need to get him out and let him settle down a bit here.
Vanderbilt gets a wide open look. A three-pointer, no good. Philadelphia has gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Out left to the wing. And the wide open shot from Reddish. Buries it from three-point range.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Here's Maxey. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Cam Reddish. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team. Shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
Now here's LeBron, and the dunk by LeBron.
Yet another stellar night from LeBron offensively so far. In some ways, he's just unstoppable.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Maxey.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
George against Doncic. Driving the lane. No one near James as he lets it go. Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Lakers lead by 1. Stay with. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Los Angeles?
They've really been pushing that thing in the open floor, and so far the opposition's not been able to slow them down at all.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
So the Lakers 5 right now. They've got LeBron James. Luka Doncic out there with Reddish. Then there's Hayes, and it's Vanderbilt in at the small forward. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Here's Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Here's the 3. From way outside, Joel Embiid.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Here's LeBron. Oh, LeBron does it again.
Oh, okay. I guess LeBron wanted that one to sting a little. He put a little extra on that one.
George against Vanderbilt. Here's Drummond. A rebound by the Lakers. On the wing, Doncic. Guarded by Embiid. Now, Reddish. Kicks it out to LeBron. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Rui Hachimura.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
Nice shot by James. With the rise of positionless basketball, Clark, this has to be the most difficult era to be a center.
I would not disagree with that, quite honestly. I mean, they're asked to do a lot. I mean, if they're not elite rim runners as centers and shot blockers, they've got to be able to shoot from the perimeter, not just in the low post. And they still have to be able to finish around the basket. I think the biggest thing is they have to cover more ground defensively because how the game is played offensively with a lot of movement and pick and roll.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or going right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm having that approach every time. I'm there to destroy you. Kevin? Wow.
I love it, though, D.A. Got to admit it. Awful powerful. Thank you. George passes to Maxey. Five to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Doncic. Lakers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And Clark, it's hard to compare Luka Doncic to any other player we've seen before.
Never hurry. He never gets rattled. He complains to officials a little bit more than I'd like to see, but he's strong. He's got great touch and feel, and he scores at all 3 levels, and he's a brilliant passer.
Maxey kicks to George. We've got 1:55 left now here in the second. Second chance effort. Pass to Oubre. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Oubre's got his first basket.
Oubre not taking no for an answer there was not going to be denied. Right through the defender.
Now here's Reddick. He's covered by Maxey. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. LeBron with it. Now defended by Oubre. Vanderbilt setting the pick for LeBron. James gets inside and finishes.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Pass to Drummond. Embiid kicks to George. Lets it go with a 3. A rebound by the Lakers.
Here in the second quarter, he's been cold from distance. I think he may need to adjust his approach.
Here's Doncic. Doncic going to work.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Now Embiid, Oubre on the wing. Offline with his 3. Here's Reddish. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession.
Los Angeles ball.
Doncic with a screen on Embiid. Here's LeBron. Out to Doncic. Embiid with the steal. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Maxey looking it over. Outside, George. Connects from 3-point range. George has got 6 points.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And it's Doncic missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for LA. They've leaned on him for offense, and he hasn't let them down. He's now up to 23 points today. And we'll be back with you shortly.
He's in the mood offensively, carving up the defense like Kenny carves up that tofurkey on Thanksgiving.
Tofurkey.
Yeah, that's like tofu.
Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule.
You take a look at the Lakers. Like most teams right now, they're up.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
We've got Yabusele. Edwards is out there with Gordon. And it's McCain in at the 1 spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Shot clock at 5. Here's Hachimura. Tries the spin move. And it's good when missing.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Gordon. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And so it's Hachimura who brings up the ball for the Lakers. A 2-point game. Next game, they'll take on the Pacers in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That puts them squarely in the middle of this 5-game road trip. And the dunk by Hachimura.
That is big time by Hachimura. No mercy at all.
Here's Here's McCain. He's defended by Reeves. A nice shot by McCain.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Finney Smith passes to Hachimura. Down low. And the dunk by Lamb.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Connect, he's checked in for good one. Off the inbound, pass to Yabusele. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
And here's Reeves outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
For three.
Reeves has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Here's McCain. Land with the block. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Knocks down the three ball. Connects. Got the lead up to 8 now for Los Angeles.
You have to stay attached to Connect. He's a terrific off-ball threat.
McCain. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Uncovered again, Los Angeles.
Some old school basketball from young Dalton Connect there, using the mid-range.
Clark, what is it about Austin Reeves' style of play that makes him such a good scorer?
I love the fact that he can change pace with the dribble. You know, he's not super fast, but he's not slow either. What he is shifty and smart. He's got good size, good ball skills, and he's got a nice mid-range jumper. All of that allows him to keep defenders off balance.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Olin. David?
Kevin, the Sixers have their superstar in Joel Embiid, but Coach Nick Nurse says they have to maximize him in different ways. Nurse said unpredictability is the key. You have to relieve some of the pressure. Guys are overplaying and sending multiple players at him. You have to find easy baskets out of it. Kevin?
Makes a lot of sense, David. Thank you. And the layup is good. And now just a 4-point Los Angeles lead.
Nice to see Gordon use his touchdown low. Not the biggest guy, but still skilled at scoring close to the bucket.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
The D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Pass to Council. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Connect with a wide open look. Offensive rebound. Launches a three. The shot misses.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Shot by Gordon, wide open. And it's off from three-point range. Lakers leading by 9. Reeves right side. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball.
Sixers ball.
.11 seconds left to play here in the third. Outside Edwards. Here's Yabusele. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. And on the court for the Lakers to start the fourth. We've got Luka Doncic, Jared Vanderbilt out there with James. Then it's Cameron Reddish, and it's Hayes in at the center position. Kicks it out to Maxey. Oubre unable to get that one. Nice D from Doncic. An even 3-on-3 break. James jackhammers it down.
How many times have we seen LeBron do this? Take over a game. Put up big scoring numbers. A bunch.
Not as good in the Los Angeles leads. Cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Paul George. Knocks it loose and stolen by Drummond. Pass to George. Fires for three. Outside, Maxey. 6 on the shot clock. For three. Tries it again. Now here's Embiid. Maxey into the lane. Embiid wide open. And at last they get one to fall.
And Embiid has this shot in his bag. He's confident from that area.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
Paul George. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
And they double up James. Over in the corner, Reddish. Doncic with a screen for Reddish. From past the arc. Poked away. And they recover it. Doncic outside. Takes a three. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Drummond's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Doncic against Maxey. Pass to Drummond. Here's George. Drummond sets the screen for George. 5 on the clock. Fires from way outside. The offensive rebound. LeBron outside. Now Vanderbilt covered by Oubre. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
George sets a screen for Maxey. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Every time Maxey steps on the floor, you expect a big scoring night. Tyrese can explode offensively at any time.
LeBron against Embiid, and there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Reddish kicks to Doncic. Just 5 on the clock. Vanderbilt the pass to Hayes.
Nice defense that time by Drummond, and a movable object with great length.
Pass to George. And another turnover here by Philadelphia. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
That's his second.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Los Angeles.
They've been running away from the defense all game. I mean, loads of points here off the fast break, and the opposition just hasn't been able to adjust to that aggressive play style.
And I've also noticed how opportunistic they've been off turnover, doing a really good job taking advantage of the opponent's mistakes.
And he drives in, and the dunk by Vanderbilt.
He just powered that one.
One of the game's top dunkers.
Absolutely salivates when he attacks the rim.
Now here's Reddish. He's guarded closely. He can't get that one to fall. The 76ers trail by 10. Outside, Maxey, a 3-ball. And Drummond kicks to George.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Lakers.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And by getting the hard-earned victory here this evening, they'll have snapped that 1-1 season series deadlock and finished 2 up, 1 down on the year against the Sixers.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for LeBron.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Got a piece of it. Doncic dishes to James. And he comes up with the deuce. And now it's a 12-point Laker lead. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This was a very strong showing. Thanks so much, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and
OK Sports this Tuesday evening. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for DeAndre Hunter.
I don't think anyone expected to see his production drop off the way it has over the last few games. But I have to credit the defenses he's been facing. They've done their homework, and they're finding ways to hold him down. And now he needs to find new ways to beat them.
And now the Los Angeles starters. They've got Luka Doncic. James is out there with Jared Vanderbilt. Then there's Cam Reddish. And it's Hayes in at center, locking down the middle. And for the Cavaliers, at the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Okoro is out there with Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the small forward position. Doris, back in January 2023, Donovan Mitchell became the 5th player to ever score 71 in a game.
Think about this, Brian. Just Wilt, Kobe, David Thompson, and David Robinson had done it before Donovan Mitchell. Incredible company he keeps.
And Reddish gets it to go.
Well, get it inside to a quality scorer and let this guy do his thing.
And Allie LaForce spoke with Kenny Atkinson. Allie?
I asked him if he thinks anyone has a better feel for the game than Luka Doncic, and he told me, I don't want to get into a comparison, but what I can say is that he controls the pace like no one else. You can't speed him up, you can't slow him down. Guys?
Okay, thanks, Allie. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Well, why settle for the layup when you can finish with authority? Mr. Allen on the dunk.
Pass to Mitchell. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone by. And Luka Doncic is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Inside. And there's the foul. It's on Jackson Hayes. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Okoro on the wing. Guarded by Doncic. 6 on the shot clock. Okoro passes to Allen. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Allen's got 9.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
Mobley with the block.
Shooters have got to be careful and understand Evan Mobley is an elite shot blocker. He's going to let you feel him now, guys.
It's going to be on LeBron James. That's his first foul. We're excited to be here for opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place.
There is no doubt, B.A., absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year.
Now here's Hunter. 15 in his last outing. Nice move. Mitchell misses.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. The Cavaliers lead by 4. Pass to Hunter. Beyond the arc. It's Hayes with the rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Vanderbilt with it. Takes the 3. That one goes. Now he's 1 for 2.
Wow, the passing skills on full display. LeBron James once again orchestrating like a maestro.
And Doris, Cleveland looking to balance their roster, trying to make sure the pieces fit.
And that's been the concern, right, B.A.? Because there's been some positional overlap, particularly in the front court. And this is where roster construction truly matters in the league. There's a reason teams put the ball in Donovan Mitchell's hands. This guy, you trust him to make the right play.
James. And Doncic, here we go. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. In 2024, Luka Doncic recorded 6 consecutive 30-point triple-double games.
That's right, B.A. The first time anyone has done it in NBA history. So if you didn't already believe in Luka magic, well, there's some proof that the magic is real.
Now here's Mitchell. Still no points. There's a minute 12 left in the first quarter of the game. And it's Allen who slams it home.
One of Jared Allen's best qualities is his motor. That activity paying dividends with his scoring.
And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for Cleveland. 4-point game. And Mitchell with the slam.
Oh, my goodness. A little force from Donovan Mitchell off his feet in a hurry.
Outside Vanderbilt. Tries to keep it alive. It's stolen by Hunter. Mitchell against Reddish. Allen with a screen on Reddish. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. 6 to shoot. Pass to Allen. He shoots a 3. That one falls. Nice. Set up by Mitchell. Mitchell's got his 4th assist with that last one. And so J.J. Redick calls for the timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. There's 18 seconds left in the first. And here's Doncic outside. Mobley grabs the board. Allen outside to the paint. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. That one on Doncic. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. There's the steal. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers now holding a 12-point lead at quarter. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Well, you got to be impressed with how selfless they've been so far. Their passing has been simply outstanding.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Mitchell out there with Isaac Okoro, and it's Hunter in at small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavs. Out to Hachimura. This one for 3. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
And they're in a better flow this quarter offensively, and their shooting percentage is steadily rising as a result.
Knocks it loose. Hunter passes to Okoro. Here's Mobley on the take. Allen outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts up a 3. Rejected by James.
Wow, LeBron James sends it back. Ooh, LeBron on the defensive end.
Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. Hunter can't get it to go. Lakers trail by 9. You know, Grant, after losing in the first round last season, it felt like changes were inevitable for the Lakers.
Yeah, making the playoffs isn't enough for that franchise. They are all about championship success, and anything short of that is a failure.
That's a high percentage look for Luka Doncic. He is a menace if he gets that deep.
Outside Mitchell. Allen with a screen on Doncic. Mitchell, the pass to Allen. Back to Mitchell. Shot clock at 6. For 3. 3 ball! Donovan Mitchell!
Well, Donovan Mitchell, a 3-level scorer, and fires away from deep with reckless abandon, folks.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
The Cavaliers are having success. Point guard Darius Garland said, "We're building something here and we've come a long way. It feels amazing having our own legacy. We're just trying to keep it going. The whole city is behind us." And Brian, they know there's still work to do.
And they've got no problem with that, Allie. Thank you.
Boy, Jared Allen, what an effective use of that pump fake. Nicely done.
And Doris, you think about the advantage for Jared Allen with that 7'6" wingspan.
Now, B.A., this guy is a massive presence in the paint. He's got length, he's got intellect, and he's got incredible anticipation and timing. The other thing is he can absolutely step out on the perimeter and keep a ball handler in front. He is a special defender.
Now here's Mitchell. 7 points in the game. Allen a screen to the inside. That one falls. Nice setup by Mitchell. Allen's got 20 points.
Well, this highlights the agility of Jared Allen. So decisive, so quick in the pick and roll.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does.
Kick it out, kick it out.
Mitchell, the pass to Allen. Reddish against Mitchell. Allen a screen. Right side, Mitchell. Oh, get up, Donovan. Wow.
Yeah, the former dunk contest champ, Donovan Mitchell, showing off his bounce.
Here's Koloko. They get it again. Reddish on the wing. Here's Doncic. Tries yet again. The shot misses. Ooh, solid defense from Mitchell. Cleveland leading by 9. Minute 32 left in the first half. And here's Hunter from the arc. And it's Koloko with a rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Out of bounds. It'll be Cleveland ball. All right, let's look back on last season for a moment. Here were your scoring leaders. Number 1, Luka Doncic.
For him, it was a season to remember. And I think his fans would say the same.
Mitchell against Reddish. Oh, Mitchell just exploding to the rim.
Well, Donovan Mitchell off the bounce, able to put pressure on that dribble drive. That is a nice-looking move.
And they seem to have found a nice groove here in the second period.
Hunter on the wing. Reddish against Mitchell. To the middle. Here's Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
And it's Jared Allen with the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Hayes is checked in for Los Angeles.
To the floor for the Lakers, number 11.
Hachimura, right side. Out to James. 35 seconds left to play in the half. Now here's Mitchell. He's got 11. Allen. It's blocked. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Cavaliers. There's 21 seconds left in the second quarter. Mitchell up top. Reddish covering. Now Mitchell. Out to Mobley. Allen outside. Allen with a screen on Reddish. The 3 from Mitchell. Here's Allen. And so it's Cleveland closing out the quarter ahead by 11 points. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're taking great shots. We'll be right back after this word.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready.
And just to throw you guys a little curveball here, what's your take on the alternate floor designs teams are using these days? And let's move on to that first half. Talk about a rough start for the Los Angeles Lakers.
To me.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Jared Allen has been sensational.
He's been on a tear so far, throwing down some vicious dunks. I was a little worried for the rim in the first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
And the Lakers, looking at who they've got. Austin Reeves out there with Connect. Then it's Rui Hachimura. Then there's Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Lynn in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Well, you know Rui wants to score it. He will not retreat in the face of some tough defense. Nicely done.
And so many screens today ride that line of moving or not. Doris, you think players get away with too much movement on picks?
I think, Brian, it definitely feels like there's a lot more gray area. You have these things now called drag screens. A lot of screens today feel like maybe 30 years ago they would have been a foul. So, hey, I always say, BA, officiating in this league with the speed and the skill is really, really difficult.
Just 4 to shoot. Thompson with a screen. From deep, Strus hits the three-pointer. Strus has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, determined to get to his scoring strength, and that's three-point shooting. We see you, Max Strus.
And it's slammed in by Hachimura.
Flying in with the one-hand slam.
That right there was a statement finish. Pass to Wade. Now Strus. Thompson, a screen on Hachimura. From deep, Strus. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Indiana, where they'll face the Pacers. That's game 3 of 5 on their current trip away from home. The shot by Reeves, no good. The Cavaliers lead by 10. And Doris, who can forget the 2016 Cavs, the team that brought Cleveland their first NBA title?
And not just basketball. The city hadn't won a championship, BA, in any sport for over 50 years. And for LeBron, a homegrown talent, to do that with Kyrie, that is a team that will always have a special place in Northeast Ohio lore.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Strus's shot is off. Lakers trail by 10. Here's Connect. And yep, it's good. Connect's got his first points of the game.
You have to be careful against Connect inside. They'll turn you into a highlight.
Garland for 3. Knocks it down from distance.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
When it comes to winning big, basketball acumen is the difference. LeBron James said, quote, in the final 2 rounds of the playoffs, what's going to separate teams is IQ. There's moments in the game that a coach can't prepare you for, where you have to make adjustments right away. It's not experience, it's IQ.
He would know, Allie. Thanks.
Well, that's a nice little flash there from Thompson after the pick and roll to get into space where he can finish.
2 minutes.
Strus grabs the miss.
Uh-oh. Did he change his mind on the way up? I think he did.
Garland feeling it out a bit. Pass to Wade. Back to Garland. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in. Garland's got 5 points in the quarter.
Tremendous balance and body control. Darius Garland, no stranger to finishing inside.
Outside Reeves. Hachimura with a screen on Garland. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Cleveland leading by 13. A minute 20 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Thompson, a screen on Reeves. Here's Garland. The shot's good. Garland's got 7 points.
Well, the point guard IQ of Darius Garland. In pick and roll, you've got to be able to make great decisions, and he does.
Here's Hachimura. Misses from close range. Cleveland has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. And now we've got an intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
And the Cavaliers going with a whole new group out there. Here's Mitchell, and Mitchell with the slam.
And this is what we've come to expect from this guy, right? Not only making a ton of shots, but being efficient while doing so.
Here's Doncic. Doncic punches it home.
I'll tell you, some people question the athleticism of Luka Doncic, but boy, he loves to dunk on occasion and let you hear about it.
Outside Mitchell. Nice D from Reddish.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Doncic outside. Oh, Luka, like a bull in there.
Strong performance from him, but he may need to do even more if they're going to win this game.
Mobley outside. There's the three. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Mitchell's got assist number 8 now on the night. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Hunter. And so it's Cleveland in control with a 16-point advantage heading into the break.
It's the fourth.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Cavaliers. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Isaac Okoro is out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
One of the real streak scorers in the game. Donovan Mitchell is heated up and percolating. This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Mitchell against Doncic. And Mitchell with the slam.
There is a level of physicality, and the frame of Donovan Mitchell allows him to finish through contact.
Doncic, a screen on Hunter. James from distance. Easy work.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Out to Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
The ease with which the game comes to Evan Mobley. My goodness, it's fun watching this guy play above the rim.
Hey, shot's good.
For 3.
A few possessions into the fourth, just over a minute played. Mitchell against Doncic. A nice shot by Mitchell. Mitchell's got 19 points.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Hayes inside. He's against Allen. Doncic, a screen on Hunter. And slam dunk by James.
That's the type of move that you see in a dunk contest.
Takes great confidence to alley-oop to yourself.
Sure does.
Now here's Mitchell. Allen with a screen on Doncic. Shot clock at 5. Mitchell, the pass to Allen. Outside for Mitchell. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation.
Lakers ball.
Lakers trail by 14. Doncic right side. Ooh, stolen by Allen. And here's Mitchell. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. And Mobley gets it to go. All right, a look at how the hustle game has been going for Cleveland.
Their defensive intensity has served them well. It kept the offense scrambling and resulted in several steals.
I think it's also important we have to acknowledge how many scoring opportunities they've created from their spectacular defense, getting a bunch of points off turnovers.
Okoro on the wing. Reddish covering. Mobley, a screen on Reddish. Outside for Mitchell. Clock at 6. And Luka Doncic is going to pick up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Second team foul.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Out to Mobley. Let's go with a 3. And that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries.
You see the confidence from Evan Mobley right now. Ready to shoot as soon as he touches the basketball.
James outside. Inside. Doncic finds James. Here's the pick. From deep. Here's Vanderbilt. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Boy, you have to be cognizant of where people are when the shot goes up. Defenders not blocking out in that instance.
Now here's Mitchell, and Mitchell with the slam.
Well, if you don't stay in front and you allow him room to drive, you will pay the consequence. Donovan Mitchell with authority.
No debate there. He got hammered.
Third team foul.
That free throw is good for Mitchell. And we know Donovan Mitchell is a superb scorer. But Grant, what do you think he's focused on at this point of his career?
Well, B.A., it's all about championships for him. This is a guy that doesn't just want to be seen as an elite player. He really wants to compete for titles, too.
The Cavaliers lead by 21.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Cavaliers.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And they've had no trouble finding the win against this squad. They'll wrap up the season series with a clean 3-0 sweep.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Donovan Mitchell.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Well, Grant, even though it looks like LeBron could play forever, he stated that he doesn't have much time left.
Well, it's unbelievable that he's sustained this level of excellence for as long as he has. I would be surprised if we see this type of longevity ever again.
6 to shoot. Here's Mitchell into the lane. Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And Cleveland has possession. Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they need.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Unfortunately for them, they're still going to come up short. You wish they'd shown this kind of fight earlier.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Knocked away. And so Cleveland takes this one by a big margin, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe.
Still very young, Greg. What are you looking forward to this year?
Well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Maxey and Oubre, they have the guard duties. Joel Embiid out there with George, and it's Drummond in at the center position. George against Hunter, and George kicks to Maxey. Just 5 to shoot. Over Allen. Here's Drummond. The 3 from George. Hands it from downtown. George has got the first 3 points tonight for the 76ers. Mitchell outside. Pass to Okoro. Back to Mitchell. Inside, here's Mobley. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Since his first day in the league, Richard, Evan Mobley has been an elite defender.
And that's why he's been compared to Hall of Famers like Kevin Garnett. But we still need to see him develop the offensive end for those comparisons to be fair. When you're talking about Mobley, where do you start? In terms of length, skill set, he's got a great offensive skill set, and he's got a great defensive skill set. This man has the old school grit and grind mentality.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's Hunter. For 3, Mitchell. That one's rebounded by Embiid. And now the 76ers on the break. 17-foot shot on the way. George with the bucket. George has got his second bucket of the night.
Quick decision right there from George, not giving the D any time to react.
Mitchell with it. Now defended by Oubre. Allen's shot is off.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
They get it back. Oubre outside. Second shot opportunity. George dishes to Embiid. Stolen by Mitchell. Here's Allen. And he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
Adding some extra style to the slam. Okay, what a move by Allen.
And George kicks to Embiid. They get the rebound. The deep 3 from George. Embiid. Pass to George. Oubre, a screen on Hunter. And George, here we go. Mobley with the block.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Mitchell outside.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Allen, a screen on Oubre. Mitchell passes to Allen. And stolen by Drummond. An even 3-on-3 break. Embiid with it, and Allen picks him up defensively. And it's Isaac Okoro with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. 1:37 left to play in the first. Here's Drummond. Kicks it out to Maxey. 6 to shoot. Outside, George. With the fadeaway. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Tyrese Maxey has stepped up into a starring role with the 76ers. He says these guys have the ultimate confidence in me, all the way from the organization down to the players. So I can just go out there and be aggressive, play my game, even through mistakes. It's all part of extraordinary growth for the guard. Kevin?
Yeah, thanks. He is rewarding their faith. And I love his statement on growth. He's always looking to expand. Now Mitchell. After the missed 3 from Evan Mobley. And here is Mitchell. And he slams it down right on top of Joel Embiid.
Oh, man, and that is why Mitchell has won a dunk contest before. He knows how to get a few style points.
Drummond finds George. There's the 3. Cavaliers with the rebound. Allen's got 4 rebounds in this game. Hunter dishes to Mobley. Mitchell outside. Mobley sets the pick for Mitchell. Up in time. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Philadelphia. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And I've really liked how they moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
So on the floor for Philadelphia. Running the wings, it's Oubre and George. Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. And it's Maxey in at the point. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Love the activity from Embiid, just doing whatever he can to keep plays alive, getting rewarded for it there.
George with the screen on Mitchell. Here's Oubre. Outside for George. Oubre, good. Oubre's got the lead up to 8 now for Philadelphia.
And just a great second quarter for them after such a difficult first, bringing that field goal percentage up from below 30 and now with the lead.
And Mitchell gets it to go. Mitchell's got 6 points.
And a volume scorer, Mitchell excels at getting inside and converting.
Outside for George. Back to Maxey. At the elbow, it's George. Shoots. Hunter with some nice defense. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Mobley, left side. Pass to Mitchell. Okoro with it. And Okoro throws it down.
Well, Mitchell knows it's not all about him out there. If he can get another guy a shot, he will do it.
And so it's Oubre with it. He brings it up for the 76ers. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Frank, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Jacks up a 3. Mobley with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Kicks it out to Allen. Oubre against Mitchell. Back to Allen. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell. Now just a 2-point 76ers lead.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
His first team foul.
1:58 left in the first half. Allen, a screen on Oubre. Oubre against Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
I'm just going to be real with you. With a full-headed team, the defense, they might not even bother when Mitchell's going that quickly.
And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it.
Now, how about the strength and focus on that one? It's clear Hunter up to the challenge at finishing on a physical defense.
Now, here's Maxey, covered by Okoro. Buries the long-range jumper.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Mitchell outside. No good on the 3.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And George kicks to Embiid. Looking for George. He gets it there. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Solid play there from PG. Absorbing the contact, but staying with that shot for the and one.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 8.
Look at that grittiness of Mitchell. He hits resistance inside and still gets through it.
Left side, Maxey. Stolen by Mitchell. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Okoro. And he lays it straight in. Okoro's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And here's George for 3. No good on that one. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Cavaliers. He notched 8 points in the quarter. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
Fans, please direct.
I like their approach on the boards. Get in there, establish position. Aggressively go after the ball, Ernie.
If they come. And moving along. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. You talk about dialed in.
If I'm his teammate, I keep feeding the hot hand, especially since he's been on fire from deep also.
Max Strus is out there with Wade. Then it's Darius Garland. Then it's Thompson, and it's Jerome, and at the shooting guard. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And the improvement, RJ, from Garland's dribble drive game has been immense.
Kevin, his confidence when he is ready to attack is next level. He's got great footwork. He's got a great handle. Very few defenders can stay in front of him in a one-on-one situation.
And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. And Thompson throws it down.
And if you try to block his shot, you risk getting posterized because he is good at using that height to his advantage.
And Darius Garland picks up the foul.
Team foul.
That's his first foul. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Outside Edwards. Another three for Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Wade finds Garland. Wade sets the pick for Garland. Shot clock at 6.
Philadelphia foul. McCain. His first team foul.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. The drive by Wade. Back to Garland. Shot clock at 5. Thompson sets the pick for Garland.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
You can't get that one. Here's Council for the tie. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Up top, Strus. To the middle. It's picked off. Now the 76ers on the break. And that one's good. Council.
The assist.
And it's a tie ball game.
And this has been a nice start to the second half. They're 3 out of 4 in a rhythm on the offense right now.
Strus in the corner. Thompson outside. Wade feeling it out a bit. Back to Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam. Using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. While we have the time, let's take a look at last season's best transition teams. 5th on the list, the 76ers.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
2 minutes.
To the paint. Pass to McCain. Gordon with a screen on Garland. Here's McCain. Wade with the block. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Launches the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Now it's a 5-point Cleveland lead.
Yeah, Garland is good at finding his guys out there. He's selfless with the ball.
Outside Gordon. Ripped away. And now the fast break. Garland with the ball. Pass to Strus. Inside, Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
The 76ers trail by 7. Gordon for 3. And out of bounds, the Cavaliers will take it. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for DeAndre Hunter.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustment.
Looking for a high percentage shot. Garland wants the best look he can get.
They set the pick. McCain's shot is off. The Cavaliers leading by 9. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. There's Garland. The basket good off the assist from Wade. And that's now 6 points for Darius Garland. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Here's McCain to halt the run. Thompson with the rebound.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
This is snowballing for them. They've got to get a good look next time down.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Well, I credit some of that to their communication out on the floor. They are attacking as a unit.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to fire.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big man in the league today than we've ever seen.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth, Maxey and Oubre, they have the guard duties. George is out there with Embiid, and it's Drummond in its center. Here's Allen. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Kelly Oubre.
Hard to stop a guy with Allen's physical gifts inside. He forces the defense to get sloppy and foul.
Taking 2 shots.
He doesn't get the second one. The 76ers trail by 11. Drummond with it. That shot missing. Now here's Okoro. His three-pointers off the mark. Hunter against George. George sets a screen for Oubre. Now here is George. Defense right on him, and he gets the bucket.
And we know George can score from all 3 levels, which is why he's capable of catching fire.
Here's Mitchell, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Cavaliers lead by 11.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Now George, clock at 6. Maxey finds George. That one's not going to go.
See, that miss right there. It's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
On the wing, Mitchell. Defended by Drummond.
Oh, he's had that move saved up for a minute. You can tell with that smile on his face. Mitchell making the most of that opportunity.
And now the fast break. Mitchell with the ball. Driving inside. Drops in the layup for 2. Mitchell's got 6 here in this quarter. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Cleveland.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific. Doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
Okoro passes to Mitchell. Pass to Hunter. Fires the 3. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got 4 assists in the game.
A very consistent three-point shooter. Hunter shoots it well from there because of how confident he is.
And really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. George with the bucket.
I love seeing George be so assertive down low. Certainly doesn't lack confidence. An accomplished scorer.
Mitchell kicks to Mobley. A three-pointer off the mark. The 76ers trail by 14. Maxey passes to George. Hunter with some nice defense. For Cleveland, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Mobley the pass to Hunter. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Allen. Off target from three-point range. 76ers shooting 40% from the field.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Cleveland.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Donovan Mitchell.
And I love his tenacity at the defensive end on the floor. Very disruptive all game long.
Embiid with the screen on Hunter. From deep, George, another three for Philadelphia.
3 points.
20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Cleveland can just let the clock run down here. Mitchell looking it over. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony and our reporter David Aldridge and the entire